Always great catching up with my next guest, Bryan Barberena, who's going to be back in action against Jason Witt at UFC Fight Night on July 31st. Bam Bam, how's it going, man?
It's going great, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Of course, it's always a pleasure. We haven't seen you in a bit. I know you're battling some injuries. I believe you had surgery back in November, if I'm not mistaken. You're supposed to fight Daniel Rodriguez. What's the latest in terms? Obviously, you're able to fight, but what was the injury you had back then, and how long was the recovery time?
Yeah, I had a emergency surgery. Was ready to go into fight week. Did my final sparring rounds and ruptured 2 arteries in my abdomen, and just about bled out. Was 2 minutes short of losing my life. So blessed to be here. Honestly, thankful I'm here. A lot of things lined up perfectly for me to still be here and everything, and super thankful and blessed for that. Definitely God and his angels watching out for me, and man, crazy. But there was no real timeline on recovery time or anything like that. It was, or even if I could even fight again. So it was just kind of one of those things. The doctors, some doctors told me they don't recommend, most of the doctors, all but one, said they don't recommend me fighting anymore, that they can't, say that I'll be able to, or nothing will happen or anything like that. And, I said for myself, I have to try, at least if it works out where I don't, I'm not able to, then I'm not able to, and I can live with that. But I just need to try. And, so that's some trial and error, some setbacks, just kind of testing things out. And we finally got to a point where we realized that I can still fight and I'll be able to do it, and asked for a fight and got things going.
That's crazy. What caused the injury?
Actually a kick to the body in my last sparring rounds. It actually happened in my very first round that Friday, and took a spinning back kick actually to the body, and wasn't overly hard or anything, didn't knock the wind out of me, nothing like that, and kept pushing forward and finished out my rounds. Had great rounds, finished all 3 of them, and then hung out for a while and hit the road, and actually didn't realize it till I was on the road, because I train in North Carolina, so I drive home to Tennessee on the weekends, and I was on the drive and just started getting tingling all over and sweats real bad, and then I lost my vision, so I pulled over real quick, called an ambulance, and then it just went from there. But I got to the hospital and I was bleeding internally.
That's crazy. Well, glad to hear everything's good. I mean, that's so random that something like that would happen with everything. You've had a ton of injuries to deal with as well. So I mean, it's good that you've been able to push through all that. Let's talk about Jason Witt though. 18-7 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I don't know a ton about him myself, I guess. Just what my teammates tell me they see and what they do, and what he likes to do and stuff like that. I'm not a big film watcher. I just focus on myself and improving myself and getting ready for the fight and being the best that I can be, and make sure that when I get in there, he's only dealing with me, not me worrying about what he's going to do. So I know he's coming off, he might be coming off a loss or something, but I mean, I don't know. I've heard he's 1-2 in the UFC just from a recent interview as well. Man, that doesn't mean anything to me. The fact that he's in the UFC is everything. The fact that he, got to this point, is here. He's a tough guy. He obviously has great skills, and I think he's going to be the best he's ever been coming in to fight me. That's for sure. And I expect that. I expect him to be the best ever. So I think he's going to mix it up. I think he's going to stand on the feet. I think he's going to be more grapple heavy for sure. But I mean, whatever he wants to bring, I'm ready for it. I've been training hard. I feel the best. I honestly feel the best I've ever felt. I said that before going into the Daniel Rodriguez fight, that I felt the best I ever felt, but I even felt better than that now. So I'm ready to go. I'm honestly just ready to fight now and have some fun. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter who it was or anything at this point. Man, I just fought through death, so I'm just ready to go out and have some fun and enjoy doing what I do.
Who have been some of the main training partners for this camp?
Tom Lane. Tom Lane has been a big training partner. He doesn't have any MMA fights yet, but he's training hard to come back. But he has a really big wrestling credential background. Also, Diego Costa, kickboxer. He's a smaller guy, but we've just been sharpening up my striking. He's also my mitt holder, so doing a lot of work with him. John Salter, Joe Selecki. Salter's training for his title fight as well.
Big opportunity and well deserved, man.
Yeah.
Talk about overdue.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely, way overdue, and just super pumped for him. And I think he's a great training partner for me. He always helps me out for my camps, and for this fight in particular, I think it's a great training partner to have. And I think as me for him as well on the striking aspect and giving him a look for Musasi and stuff like that as well. So super pumped for him. I have a great team around me. My coach Jeff Jimmo, he's the man. He's the legend. He's Yoda. So he's put a whole program together, and it's been a long camp, but it's been a great one.
Good to hear, man. How do you see this fight playing out on July 31st?
Obviously, I've said it multiple times. I see myself finishing him because I always go for the finish. I try to finish. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but I believe I'm going to finish. And but in the end, I just believe my hand's going to be raised. So whatever happens, you can count on me to go for the finish all the time. And I believe it's going to come, especially this time around. I believe it's going to come. I feel sharper than ever. But I'm getting my hand raised either way.
Want to get your thoughts on this weekend's fights. You can say pass if you don't know the fight that much, but we got a really important fight in the lightweight division. Mateusz Gamrot, who trains at American Top Team, is one of Dustin Poirier's training partners, going to be taking on Jeremy Stephens. And right now in Fanduel, get this, Jeremy Stephens, the underdog, plus 164, Gamrot, minus 205. Who do you like in the fight? Do you like the up-and-comer, or do you like the vet in Jeremy Stephens in this fight?
Wow. Gamrot fought a really tough friend of mine.
Scott Holtzman, that's right.
Scott Holtzman. So I'm gonna go with Gamrot. There was an issue with Stephens as far as the push thing with my other buddy Jakar Close. I don't know. I just think it's going to be interesting to see where Stephens is at and everything in his career and everything. But I think Gamrot's coming up and doing strong. He just took out my buddy who's a top guy and one of the best. So I'll go towards Gamrot.
Okay, what about the co-main event is Miesha Tate coming back out of retirement, taking on Marion Reneau. Miesha Tate a favorite at minus 138, Marion Reneau plus 112. Who do you like in that one?
Considering I maybe have to see a face of the other girl because the name does not.
Reneau, she's fought Holly Holm, Raquel Pennington. She just lost to Macy Chasson not that long ago, I think earlier this year. I don't know if that rings a bell at all. She's fought a lot of really good fighters. She's called the Belizean Bruiser. I don't know if that makes sense or if that rings a bell or not. But yeah, anyway, so she's fighting Tate in this fight.
Okay, well, I guess I'm not really sure. I don't believe in ring rust, so I don't think at least. For me, I don't believe it, and I don't think it is a thing. So, I think Tate will be able to bounce back, and I'm pretty sure she's probably actively in the gym even when she was not fighting. So, I'll go towards Tate.
Okay, and then main event, Islam Makhachev, Thiago Moises. Islam Makhachev, a huge favorite, minus 850. Thiago Moises, plus 540. Islam, of course, teammate of Khabib Nurmagomedov, trains at American Top Team. Thiago Moises, another ATT guy, trains with Dustin Poirier and Gamrot, who I just mentioned there earlier. Who do you like in that one?
I like, what were the names again?
Islam Makhachev, he's the big
Makhachev.
favorite, and then Moises, plus 540, the underdog.
Makhachev and Moises, yeah. I think I'm going to go Makhachev. The dude's, he's really good, and he has a similar style to kind of Khabib, but he has more of, I think, more striking aspect as well. So I think he's really greatly well-rounded and maybe the future of the division, so I'll go with him.
You sort of talked about it there. I guess your career going forward is going to be sort of just, a case-by-case basis, see how this fight goes, and then sort of reassess after that. Is that kind of what you're looking at, not looking too far ahead?
Yeah, definitely not looking past this fight. Well, I never look past fights that I'm scheduled to do, but it definitely brings a new thought process around not looking past this fight. Yeah, we're definitely living in the moment, and it's going to be a moment-by-moment basis. Man, it's crazy because I thought I was making a quick turnaround. It wasn't going to be so crazy, whatever. It's going to be almost a year again. 2 months short or a month and a half short of a year layoff again. So, like I said, I'm feeling great though. Training's been going awesome. I've had no issues with the area of my abdomen or anything like that. I've taken body shots already. Everything's good, man. It's just, yeah, I think life in general is just, my eyes are even wider open now than they were before. You just gotta wait and see and just do what I can. I almost wasn't gonna fight, anymore. And, talking about it with my wife, even just for my family, I didn't want to be selfish. It's like I said, everything I do is for my family, and, even fighting is for my family. So, but for a while there, I felt selfish wanting to go after it still after almost dying, and, had talks with my wife, and she's telling me, you love to do this, we know that this is also how you support us. So, it's not, a bad thing if you want to continue or whatever, that we support you and everything. So, definitely big shout out to my wife, man. I couldn't do it without her. I actually wouldn't be alive without her, because I probably would have died in the car that day if I didn't listen to her. So, she's pretty much saved my life. So
there you go. Shout out to your wife.
Yeah, definitely saved my life that day, making me not be stupid and too tough for my own good. So, yeah.
Well, Bryan, I'm glad to hear everything's going well. Really looking forward to this fight. It's coming up here on July 31st. It is UFC Fight Night. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media? We got your wife covered in the thank yous, but anyone else, the floor is yours.
My wife, of course, my kids, Dee and Tevia, always, with their support as well. My sponsors, Sweet James, FM Associates. Gosh, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. They're all on your social media, though. You're always promoting that, right?
Yes. I'm always promoting them. La Piazza, Inscape Grill. Come on. Frozen North Hemp. Envisage. There's a bunch. Gosh, I don't want to miss anybody. People have really helped me out. This has been, like I said, this has been a super long camp. So I super appreciate if I happen to miss any of my sponsors. I do apologize, and I really do appreciate you guys' help and love you guys all. Much shout out to my gym and my coach, Jeff Jimmo. He's been a huge part of my recovery. Also rushed to my side when the whole thing happened as well. So, really appreciate my gym, love my team and my teammates. So thank you, everybody, fans, everybody. I'm just excited to be able to still do this and have some fun. And that's exactly what I'll be doing when I get in there, is having fun and putting on a show for you guys. Thank you so much. James, thank you so much for having me on.